What's good? What's good? It's the one, the only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So Jermell Charlo has been stripped of his IBF title. It seems as though I guess that was big news to a lot of people, but it's not really surprising to me as why I mean, it's really no purpose of Canelo holding. Of Charlo holding all the belts. And it seems as though Charlo may be actually taking a lot of time off. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest and predict Charlo's future, I think that Jermell Charlo is gonna be taking some time off, bro. Because obviously, the man just came back and the man just fought Canelo Alvarez and got a humongous payday. So, it's confirmed that the IBF title has been stripped. So let's go ahead and look into it. You know how I do it. I do the research. You guys sit back and listen, and then I give my thoughts. All right, so shout out to boxingcom. It says Jermell Charlo vacates IBF title in lieu of mandatory title defense versus Bakhram Muchakakapakalakoviv. I don't know this guy. I know he's like, I think he's Russian, but I knew he was like the mandatory for the IBF, but I've never heard of him. I think he's undefeated as well. But anyways, it says Jermell Charlo remains the true junior middleweight champion, but is now 2 belts removed from undisputed status. boxingcom has confirmed that Houston's Charlo has vacated the IBF 54-pound title in lieu of honoring an overdue mandatory title defense versus Bakhram Muchakakapakalakoviv. A purse bid hearing scheduled for Tuesday was canceled given the circumstances of the IBF spokesperson confirmed. I figured he was from Russia. Russia's Merchalakamukarikov will likely be ordered to face German's Jack Kuklay as the 2 highest ranked contenders for the IBF ratings. If y'all don't know who Jack Kuklay is, Jack Kuklay actually fought. Demetrius fought Jack Kuklay for a belt. I think it was the WBO, but Jack Kuklay gave Demetrius Andrade a hard time. I think Demetrius Andrade was off for a long time before taking that fight, and I want to say Demetrius Andrade won by split decision or whatnot. But anyways, both fighters will not anticipate such move, but previously confirmed the willingness to move forward with such fight if it reached that point. The development ends a fight more than 3 years on hold, and which was overdue by at least 10 months, meaning he's been Jermell's mandatory for the longest. And for y'all that don't know or is wondering, well, why did Jermell never fight him? Because Jermell kind of did title defense. Unified. When you unify a division, unifications always trump mandatory. So you're meaning that, like, say for example, let me just say for example, I don't know, I'm just giving an example, like, let's say for example, if you have the IBF title and Kell Brook is mandatory for your IBF, but you'll be ordered to fight Kell Brook, but you'll get an exemption if you unify with the WBC champion. They'll look over that. I know a lot of people know that, but that's for some of the people that don't know that. Unifications, when you're unifying with another championship or a champion, that'll always overdue a mandatory fight. But what ends up happening is whoever wins that fight, still that mandatory now becomes their mandatory. So anyways, Muchakakapakalakoviv, who has the record of 22-0, 15 knockouts, has been the mandatory challenger since November 2019. His team, which includes promoter and main events and manager Aegis Clemens, previously worked with Premier Boxing Champion to allow Charlo to further unify the 154-pound division titles. Their reward was a serious step-aside package and slots on a non-televised PBC undercard for his past 4 bouts, two of which Charlo in unification bouts. The good fortune came to an end once it was time to resurface the mandatory that the IBF had agreed on multiple occasions to postpone, given the cooperation of both parties. Muchakakapakalakoviv team was prepared to stick to his guns and ensure the unbeaten contender receives his overdue title shot. Charlo, who has the record of 35-2 with 19 knockouts, already relinquished the WBO junior middleweight title in lieu of a previously scheduled and ultimately canceled clash versus Australia's Tim Tszyu. He instead moved up 2 weight divisions and was permitted into the ring as undisputed champion for a far more lucrative fight versus the fully unified super middleweight champion Saul Canelo Alvarez, who has the record of 60-2 with 39 KOs. The fight was blessed by the WBO, with the understanding that Charlo would be announced as the recognized undisputed champion before the WBO would strip him of the title. He then proceeded to drop a landslide decision defeat to Alvarez, though he was able to regain his WBA, WBC, and IBF junior middleweight titles. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about this, man. All right, man. So let's go ahead and talk about it, man. First and foremost, man, listen. I know I've seen a lot of people talking about, Jermell Charlo, he's ducking everybody now. He doesn't. First of all, bro, for you to say Jermell Charlo is ducking Marca, please, somebody without even going on BoxRec, without Googling, name me one person this dude has even fought. You don't know, do you? Absolutely not. All right. So I really highly doubt that there's any type of threat. I mean, obviously, the real fight we would love to see is Jermell Charlo versus Tim Tszyu. But honestly speaking, like I said earlier in this video, I don't think that Jermell Charlo is gonna be fighting for a while. I mean, it's already already noted that the PBC has is having, we don't even know where the PBC is going next year. This is the last year for Showtime Boxing. We don't know where the PBC is headed to next year. So we don't know what the career is like for a lot of these fighters, right? But honestly, that's just for one. The second reason for me believing that it's going to be a while before Jermell Charlo fights is Jermell Charlo just got a big payday. Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez pay-per-view numbers were like in between 650 and 700,000 pay-per-view buys, okay? Now, if you do the math, let's just say they walked away with let's say they did 650,000 pay-per-view buys, right? If you do the math, all right, obviously for the pay-per-view buys, multiply all that, then you take away the 10% for the networks, then you take away, Jermell Charlo's portion or percentage, and then you take away the promoter's fee, then you take away his trainer's fee or whatnot. Jermell Charlo walked away with around about $14 to $15 million. All right, he just made about $14-15 million or whatnot, and that's just if they did 650,000. Possibly a little bit more. I mean, because I know I'm sure they did a little more than that. But anyways, he walked away with around $14 to $15 million, right? So he has just made a big fat check, and Jermell Charlo is known for investing his money. So I don't see really the hunger and the desire for Jermell Charlo wanting to come back to boxing, at least right now. It's like, I just made a whole lot of money. I just fought Canelo Alvarez. What is the desire for me to come back? Obviously, he was undisputed, so I mean, it's no point in he was undisputed. He collected all the belts. He made history. I believe that he definitely could go in the Hall of Fame because he made history. I think he will be a Hall of Famer actually because he made history. He's the first undisputed champion at 154 in the 4-belt era or whatnot. So I mean, that's history itself. I always, like I said, if you've done something that no other fighter has ever done before, I feel like that's Hall of Fame worthy or whatnot. So I feel like, listen, Jermell Charlo is he might as well relinquish all his belts if that's the case. Don't hold on to the belts. Don't hold up a division, because you guys know I am not a fan of fighters that hold up divisions. Hint, hint. I ain't gotta say no other fighter's name, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I don't like when fighters do that. So, if you don't plan on fighting anytime soon, go ahead and relinquish the titles. You will automatically, whenever you come back, or if he decides to even come back at 154, because I don't think it's a good idea for a fighter to move up in weight and then come back to that weight. I think that he maybe should go to 160 or something like that. Go, you know. But whatever, man. Whenever you decide to come back, you decide to come back. You're a big name. You'll be ranked high. You know, it'll be easy for you to get a title shot, all right? Let me know what you guys think, man. Let me know what you guys think about the future of Jermell Charlo's career. What do you think he should do next? Do you still want to see him compete? Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?